going on, everybody? This is to Relaxation here, back again with another episode of the Relaxing Thoughts podcast, and I am joined today with a guest.
Yo, what's going on, Jake? I've known. What do I call you on here? I don't know if I should do that.
I mean, you can call me whatever you want.
I've known Rome for what, about 2 years now?
Yeah, been here 2 years.
Gone quick.
They've been probably one of the quickest, like, in terms of like knowing you guys. Like, time definitely has went by fast.
Definitely.
But yeah, so like to start off by like knowing about you. I mean, what have you been into lately? Like, what's been going on in your life as of late? What you been doing?
Same old. I'd say gaming wise lately, I've gotten back into the old RPGs. I've been playing. Do you know BioWare? Their old games, the old Star Wars games, Knights of the Old Republic. They released the second one on mobile at last. I've been running through that at the minute. It's been pretty good. Good nostalgia trip on that.
I see. I'm not sure. I don't really try to keep up with a lot of things, but I think you guys are still dealing with like another lockdown or something like that.
Yeah, we've been put into, like, we're calling it tier 4. It's essentially a lockdown without calling it a lockdown.
Wow.
You're not allowed to really leave. You can go out, but it has to be like essential, and a lot of shops and stuff are closed down and whatnot.
Yeah, that's
pretty quiet.
Yeah, basically sound like how it was for us when it first started. Like we was, yeah. We were still being confused on what to do at first. But yeah,
I mean, no, I don't think any of us could have predicted this
Nah.
happen. So it's a big change of lifestyle for everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely wild. So it's just been the mobile game you've been playing?
Yeah.
You
don't really console game much, so.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you prefer mobile gaming to console gaming. Like, it's interesting because I don't think I really know people who like specifically favor mobile gaming, I guess, like that.
I have to say now I would prefer it. I guess over the years I've had less and less time to pump into the game, so I've had a more and more casual mindset going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I find I just have a lot of problems with like consoles, modern consoles. It's like the traditional single player games are gone, and that's what I used to really enjoy.
Yeah.
So like getting the console is quite redundant to a lot of degrees. I don't usually go into it for the multiplayer.
Yeah, that's we talked about this. Me and Nick talked about this on the podcast about how just like the next gen console is not really like, it's not motivating you enough to like want to get it, because it's just too much that's going on, like with the way games are being made and the focus of the games when these consoles come out. It's like, it just don't feel like getting the PS2 and the Xbox again. Like,
with you. Nowadays, buy your console, then you spend it's at least $60, I'm guessing, in your currency to get the game.
Yeah.
And then a couple of months later, they'll bring out an expansion. That's another $20.
Yeah.
On paying into a game you already paid full price for.
That's exactly what we were saying, because it was like usually those like expansion passes or DLCs were used to be turned into sequels. Not like now they're trying to like milk this one game. And like, I guess, I mean, that's only good for, I guess, multiplayer games. Like, I like, because there was a point when I first started going on Xbox Live, and I had games that like I always wanted to try them online, but I never had it online. So by the time I got to try it, the games is like old and like the servers are dead, nobody ain't playing them. So it's like, it's nice when they could keep the game alive, yeah, but like when they do it for single player games, it's like why am I paying for stuff that kind of should already be on the game? If you're already like advertising that it exists, like, I feel like it should already be there.
Yeah, exactly. I know one big problem. I don't know if it's still prevalent, but I know back in the 360, the one game I can give you on this is Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah.
where they release the game and they have DLC already on the disc.
Yeah.
So it's complete content that's already on the disc you've bought that you have to go through a paywall to receive.
Yeah.
And I think that if it's already on the disc, you shouldn't have to pay for that. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just wild. The recent that happened for me that bothered me, the new Watch Dogs game that came out. Before it even came out, they was advertising if you buy the season pass or whatever, you were gonna get the expansion story, and I'm like, so it exists, but you're making me pay extra for it. I'm like, okay.
I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like, why not just make a whole nother Watch Dogs 3 or Watch Dogs 4 with that character and that story and expand it? Why you...
I understand more if the game's been alive for a year or so and it's still popular. They want to make an expansion, you know, they've got to pay for that manpower. So I understand that to a degree, but when it's locked behind on the disc, no, I don't believe that at all. So
like if it's a constant, like a work in progress, like Rainbow Six Siege, right? Like right now is on its 5th year, which sounds crazy,
wow.
But like I can defend that because that last 5 years of them constantly doing something to this game instead of just like, it's not like it all been there and they just slowly releasing it for the past 5 years. That'd be terrible. But yeah, that's been my issue too recently with like gaming, because I feel like I'm starting to lose like my drive for playing multiplayer games. So I'm starting to like go back into playing solo games, which I recently actually beat Cyberpunk.
Oh, nice! Yeah.
Yeah.
About that. Is it any good?
It's I wanted to do a small review on it on probably another podcast, but I could do one now. I mean, I would give it, in terms of score, I would give it like a 6 out of 10, but that's only 2 reasons though. I'll probably boost it up a little higher if it wasn't for all the bugs and glitches that was in that game. Like, it was bad. Like I know, like I never really had to deal with having to like restart a game just so I could progress. Like, that probably one of the first times I've had to do that. Like, it's just weird. It's like how far we come into like technology and like games that came before. I would give Sonic 06 as the example, even though I can defend that. But yeah, that was like the, you know, the end all be all of bad releases, and then this game comes out 2 generations later and it's just, in my opinion, just as terrible. And it's like, yeah, the game is weird when you start it, because I don't know, it just feels different. Like, I had no expectations for it, but I say the journey is fun. Like, playing the game, just doing the missions and exploring the people in the world, even though it's not much to do. It's just, if you just keep doing the missions, it's just enjoyable. But then once you're done, it's like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there was a lot happening in that game. A lot of advertisements, and then they got free QR.
Yeah.
So I was expecting a lot more from that, definitely.
yeah, that they kept, it was a bad, like, for the consoles it's terrible. I got it on PC, but even that still, it's not safe. But I heard it's like basically unplayable on certain consoles. Yeah.
I believe I saw, I think Sony put it from the PlayStation Store as well because of the game.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's the last time a game got removed was PT, and that was for serious reasons. But it's because the game is terrible. Like, damn. I feel like that's one of the reasons why like Sonic 06 has not been ported over. Like, you can't buy it anywhere unless you have the physical version, which sucks because I want it. Well, I want that, and mostly I want Sonic Heroes because, you know, that's the best Sonic game ever.
I mean, I think the original's best, but Sonic Heroes for the 3D era, I thought Sonic Heroes would take for them.
Yeah, bro.
But you're not beating the 2D ones, bro. It's not happening.
We gotta cause this is, I don't know, like, I could never get into it. Like, and it's not even that It's funny because I don't know how to explain it. I think I played 2D and 3D at the same time, which is weird because I played like the Genesis ones, and then I also played Sonic Adventure when it just came out. At that time period, I had like both consoles, so like I was able to like swap back and forth to see which one worked, and I personally don't see how Sonic survived as long as it did being in the 2D era personally, because it just don't work for me. It makes no sense to go that fast on a side scroller.
I feel it worked. I feel the transition to 3D I feel was catastrophic, to be honest. I mean, I feel the 2D was it just flowed right. I thought the music was on point. I just thought that everything worked with the 2D original Sonics, and then transitioning into 3D, it was just glitches. So many of them. I believe all of them pretty much have got quite notorious glitches in them.
Yeah, there's always something wrong with the 3D, but I mean that's the charm, man. I mean, yeah, that's the flaws, but other than that, like I don't know, I just can't get into running fast and not knowing what's about to hit me, and then constantly hitting something and losing all my rings. Like that's a terrible feeling. Like at least with the 3D, you could get your rings back before it disappears or whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
But
I do feel like the 3D had so much potential, but I mean the stories were crazy. That the glitches were ridiculous. I did enjoy Heroes. I did enjoy Sonic Adventure, but I think past that I just couldn't get into it. I think that the most modern Sonic I enjoyed was Generations.
Generations was cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed Generations.
But
I like the 2D.
The funny thing, but I was even that way. Even when I was playing that, I was like finding myself not enjoying the 2D's part, even though it was like made 3D-ish. I was like, every time I go to side scroll, I was like, why? But
yeah, I suppose like that's your preference, I suppose. And if you're not enjoying the 2D, even on the more modern games, I guess you're just used to and you enjoy the mechanics of 3D Sonic more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean, maybe it's not hard to explain why, but it's just because I actually enjoy, even though it's funny, but I enjoyed the advanced games, but even that game was like tricky, like to maneuver. But I think that was probably the only Sonic 2D, well, aside from I got Mania and Advance 2 are the only like side scrolling Sonic games I ever beaten. I could so I couldn't do like the original ones, but the other like 3Ds, like countless times I've been in those games, and then I can just keep doing it again, and I feel it's enjoyable. Like I feel like it'll be a hassle for me to go back. Like Mania was really frustrating me, and I do want to go back to beat it because you could beat it with like Knuckles and all that. But I was just thinking, I don't want to go back and do all that again. I just left it alone.
I mean, considering how many times you've gone through the more modern Sonics, have you ever? Because I know you're really nailed Turok. Have you ever thought about going and trying to speedrun any of these Sonic games?
Nah, I don't think I can.
Nah.
I don't know. So I don't think I can do it with Sonic. Not mainly because I guess of how the game works. It's just how I appreciate the game. Like I enjoy just watching everything and then going for the ride. I don't think I can just run around and freaking speed run through it. Like maybe if I was good at the 2D games, definitely, but I'm not.
I mean, you say that. I mean, I remember Turok being one of the hardest games I've ever played, especially as a child. I could not get past the first few levels. Yeah. And to see the way you speedrunning through it like it's nothing.
That amazes me because I was in the same boat. I never, I had that game, I don't even know, probably since late 90s. And I never beat in the first level without even having the cheats activated. I just never beat in the first level. It wasn't until the YouTube era got popular when I actually sat there and watched the walkthrough and followed with him, and I was like, oh, so that's how you beat this level. then I'm sitting there now I gotta do this with all these levels, and so I never knew how to beat that game. So it wasn't. The funny thing is that it wasn't until like I learned how to beat the game, and then that's when I learned how to do speedrunning all at the same time. So I basically just learned the whole game in one shot.
And it just transitioned naturally into going as fast as you can each level and trying to beat the laps and whatnot.
I felt like the only reason why I did that because I got in the Turok 2 remaster. I got it first on the Switch, and but I didn't think to speedrun it then because like I don't know, just playing with the controller, I guess, it just feels weird. It just felt like a normal game to me. So it wasn't until I got it on PC, and then it's like I tried mouse and keyboard, and I'm like, this game just feels like it was meant to be speedrun like this, and I was like, I should just do it. And then I did it the first time. I did like my walkthrough videos of me doing a quote unquote speedrun, which is basically just me trying to beat the game as fast as I can. But then I learned like the speedrunning tricks and like how you really legitly speedrun it according to the speedrunners. This is like, oh, okay, what I was doing was wrong.
It's crazy to see. It really is, especially knowing that you felt the same way about the game, and it's crazy to know how quickly you can go through it.
Yeah, like literally as quick as it takes you to beat the entire game doing the speedrunning is how long it takes me like to beat the first level or the first two levels, like legitly.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I was literally like I remember I was being the second level for the first time, and like the sun was up and everything, and I finally like got close to the end. I'm like, yo, where the sun go? Like I really I could not beat this level like that fast. Like I was just running around lost and confused, and that map is like the worst thing ever. Like don't tell you nothing. So it was just weird to like go from that to now I can just beat the whole game like within an hour if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But
how long did it take you to nail it all though? I know it was pretty, to me it's pretty fast. I believe I remember you saying about a month for you to nail most of the levels.
Yeah, like I literally learned it all in like one shot. But I mean, I know like all the tricks, but it's just now to do it like fluid and effortless is just the issue. Like I be making too many mistakes whenever I speed running.
The muscle memory state.
Yeah. But yeah. What about you? Would you have a speedrun a game, and what game would you speedrun?
I can do one speedrun, not very well, but I can do it on Final Fantasy 4. It's a lot of text. It's a lot of long battles.
Yeah,
it's a very long game. Even like when you play through it on a speedrun, it's ridiculously long. But I can do it. I can do a speedrun of that.
That's
about all I can do, I'm afraid.
That's interesting. I wonder, like, I'm pretty sure people do speedrun those games, but like, that's interesting to pick a game like those that like require you to sit still and do something, and like, how can you do this quickly?
I mean, honestly, I find personally speed runs of really long games, especially Final Fantasy, it's more like a speed run of patience.
Yeah.
Compared to Turok, it's a speed run of like active skill. So I kind of picked the lazy way out on that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like when I first started watching speed running, it was from GoldenEye, and
great game.
That's a game I think I would never be able to speed run. Like just seeing all the weird stuff that they do. Like I tried it once too. It's funny. I tried it once. I was like, man, it might not be that bad. So I was trying to like strafe. It was terrible. Like just using that controller is just terrible. So that was bad. And then to like, there's a trick when you open a door, you can like clip through it while it's still opening, so you don't have to wait for it to completely open. I couldn't do that, so I was like, yeah, I can't speed run this game. Forget this.
You should gave it a go.
Yeah. It's just crazy. I just like watching people speed run games that I know I struggled with, and just like flying through it effortless. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I was saying the first time I saw a speedrun, I think it was Awesome Games Done Quick.
Yeah.
I think it was like simple like Super Mario, but I was watching him just fly through this level. Like, I'm really bad at platformers, so seeing someone just jump over all these obstacles and like go through these enemies and like just make a fall out of Bowser in seconds was insane. It just blew my mind. It just didn't seem real.
That I'm not sure if you ever seen someone do a blindfold speed run.
Oh, they're the craziest. I think I've seen again on Awesome Games Done Quick. I think it was blindfolded Mike Tyson's punch out.
Bro, like how? Like how do you sit there and memorize
that? That game is so difficult, and these guys are just running through it blindfolded.
like, bro, just flexing.
I mean, if you can do it, why not, eh?
Yeah. That's like dedication. I think about things like that too. Like people, like they really just dedicate themselves to like a game, and not only that, but like a generation of like a system. Like most of them don't really get like the current gen consoles, and even if they do, they just don't really play them as much. It's like that's fascinating that people can just like not worry about the trends, I guess, of like the new console coming out, the new Cyberpunk coming out. Like they just say it's like, no, I'm just gonna keep playing Super Mario.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Like, you see, it's mostly Nintendo's, isn't it? Like each person will pick a game on one of these consoles, and that's all they'll use.
Yeah, it's like the dedication and the love for that game for you to like, this is it. This is just this game. I'm satisfied playing this game with the rest of my life.
I don't think I could play the same game 5 times over in a row. So the fact these people play it hundreds and hundreds of times, it is incredible dedication to the games.
And that's the feeling I want to get back to. I feel like online gaming killed that for me because.
Agreed.
Yeah, like I used to do that especially during the original Xbox era, like beating games multiple times because like. It wasn't that easy to get games all the time because it was expensive and because it wasn't my money. So getting games wasn't that easy to get or that frequent to get. So, once I got this game, it was this game for the next few months. And I was,
on that game,
but it's like, it wasn't bad. It didn't feel like, man, I'm tired. I need a new game. Like I sat there and loved this game, like until.
Agreed, I'm with you.
Like,
I remember playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas literally years on one file.
The amount of time,
that game
bro.
was just great.
I've gotten San Andreas, the original one on Xbox. Then I got it. Well, not even got it. The 360 can backwards compatibility yet. Then I got it on PC, and I was like, I just made sure I just kept on beating that game everywhere. That's the only reason why
the best games in that era, bro.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I want Sonic Heroes to be ported. I just want that game. Like, you understand how much I would just be sitting here playing that game. Like, I don't want to freaking like if my Xbox One was backwards compatible like with this, because I have this, but the only way I can play it backwards is the 360. I'm like, I'm going to freaking hook that up. I don't feel like doing all of that.
It is quite surprising it hasn't been ported to at least even PC to Steam. Like, I know both Adventures have been ported. You would have thought Heroes would have been pretty close to them.
For some reason, Heroes and 06 isn't ported. And I think Shadow, but I don't care about Shadow. But all the Adventures, Generations, all ported. That sucks. Because I feel like, especially another reason why I enjoyed the 3D Sonic is because of the story. Like, if you played, like I said, like when they take these stories and turn them into sequels instead of expansions. Like they took the adventure story and then they expanded it by adding a whole new character with Shadow, and then they expanded Shadow's story and Sonic Heroes a bit more, and then they expanded it more by giving him a solo game, and then 06 kind of just summarized it all up, which if you play the game from Adventure all the way to Sonic 06, it works perfectly because Sonic 06 ends with them basically rewinding time and making everything, I guess, not canon. Like everything in 06 basically never happened, so it's like it's a perfect way to end the whole, like that whole story. So like and then everything after that is just whatever. Then they started experimenting with the game, and that's when I stopped playing. Turned them into a werewolf and whatever. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I didn't. That was Unleashed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know that wasn't very popular.
I was like, yeah, what y'all doing to my game? But yeah, another thing I know that we're into, of course, is wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yes.
AEW.
I mean, are you like actively watching or just here and there? Like I am.
In fairness, I haven't kept up with wrestling for a while now, to be honest.
Oof.
I mean, WWE's kind of lost me a bit. It's for me, the WWE's become a pantomime almost. I can't really take this show seriously, and I don't know, like it's just not the same anymore.
Yeah, definitely not. I feel like I started to realize that too when I was thinking, what was it? I saw something recently on WWE, and I was like, this is the reason why Ruthless Aggression worked, because like they trying to make every top star hold the top title, but obviously you can't make all of them feuds, so some of them just be sitting there like having stupid feuds. Like Randy Orton right now has just been feuding with The Fiend, and it's like, where's this going? Like this don't elevate none of their characters down the line. They literally just fighting for no reason. It's like back then it's like, take your top guy and give him the mid-card title and make that mid-card title like elevate. Like Eddie Guerrero with the United States elevated it. Freaking then Big Show held it, then John Cena, and John Cena just took that to a whole new place, and then he transitioned to WWE champion. But it's like, it was that one point where I used to like hold the US title just as equally as the WWE title back when Cena held it, because of like Cena was a must-see person. Like don't matter what belt he had.
Not wrong. The mid-card titles back in the day were a lot more prestigious. 100%.
The only downfall for Ruthless Aggression era, which of course is in my opinion the best era, but SmackDown, the divas or the women, they actually fucking had the short stick of the deal, because the women's title was on Raw, so they had no title to fight for on SmackDown, so they was literally only there for eye candy purposes.
Yeah, that's pretty fake.
Yeah, that sucks. Like they was literally there just because they look good. Like they was not fighting for no title.
No, I mean, if there's anything I can really give appreciation to the WWE in recent years, it's definitely how they've elevated the women to be like genuine contenders. I mean, the women in WWE look fantastic at the minute.
Yeah, it went from like I said, it went from them just having one title when they split the brand on one brand to now they got the title on both brands, then the tag team title, and then on NXT. So it's like there's a lot for them to do.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see.
Yeah, but that was just rough. I used to sit there and think about it too. I was like, why? Like, what the girls doing here? Like, I'm tired of these pillow matches and these bra and panty matches. Like, when they gonna get a title shot? I'm like, oh, it's on Raw.
You're not wrong.
It's on Raw. And to make up for the lack of women's titles, we got the Cruiserweight division, which...
Yeah.
I mean...
And at the time, the Cruiserweight division was unreal.
They were solid. And that belt... one of the greatest belt designs ever.
It is one of the most underrated belt designs.
Yeah.
I really like the old Cruiserweight title belt. I mean, look at it now. Like, when they come to it now.
Bro, I think it's on NXT, so I haven't even seen the belt.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I have not seen the belt since I almost forgot that it exists. I think it's on NXT
the last
now.
time I remember that belt, Enzo Amore was still wrestling.
He must have took it with him when he left, I guess.
Pretty much.
That belt vanished.
But what do you think of The Undertaker lately? I mean, I find it so surreal growing up as the one man who would never break kayfabe. And like, you're seeing him on all these podcasts and interviews, and like you're actually hearing about his story and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about that? I feel like it's fascinating to see, but it's also like the Undertaker's always kept kayfabe. It's very odd.
Yeah, Undertaker definitely, like, he would be the one person. I think also I would say, like, as fun fact, he would probably be the one reason why I used to think wrestling was real. Like back in his the ministry, his run when he was like fucking taking control over everybody, like I was legit terrified of that run. Like this man was like just pure evil during that whole run, like over here just being on his own people whenever they fell. This man about to freaking crucify Stephanie McMahon. I'm like, yo, this is some evil shit. It is like
that's probably my favorite Undertaker as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
this Undertaker was great.
So I was generally like afraid of this character, and then he just freaking did a 180 and became a biker, and I'm like, wait, what? That's when the immersion breaks for you. Like, hold on. This man not that long ago was about to sacrifice people.
Transition there.
No, this man over here riding his bike.
Sacrificing people to riding Harley.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened there? So I think that's the one weird thing too. Like when people change like their gimmicks, I guess. Like,
yeah,
sometimes it gotta be noticeable, I guess. Like if they disappear for a while to come back with a new gimmick, then maybe it was like Undertaker. No, like despite how much he disappeared, like you always know him as the Undertaker. So it's just that one weird era where he just like completely changed who he was. Like what happened?
It was a strange era. A lot of people really enjoyed that era. Though.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he went into the Ruthless Aggression era with it, and then I think after, I don't think it was me. I think it was one of the pay-per-views where he got buried alive, so his gimmick, quote unquote, died. So he came back as his Undertaker self. Yeah. But storyline, I guess that makes sense, but it didn't really make sense how he just became a biker.
Yeah, it was a strange time.
Yeah. John Cena, from being just a regular dude to a rapper to just a freaking superhero. It was like
he had such an extreme shot to fame. I remember one week he was US champion, and then you go down into Mania, he's won the title, and then he just blew up. Like John Cena became the face of the company overnight. It was insane.
It's not even that. It is crazy to think, cause like when you young, like for me, like constantly hearing about Stone Cold and The Rock from like my older siblings and cousins, like you think they was like, you know, doing this for years, and it's like now hindsight, you found out that they was really only doing this, like they had their run for like 3 years max, and John Cena been here for like over a decade just running it. I'm like, that's wild. But I also think about like when I look at title runs like back in the days, like Bruno Sammartino's and stuff, like they had the belt for like like years. Like how you just like, this man just holding the belt, like damn. Like now it's just like just going everywhere. But
every other week it's going elsewhere.
It's like, yo, this man, like you see like 1,000 days, what the hell? Like how, like it's just like I wonder, like being in that time, like how people felt about like was there ever a down point when people were like, you know, I'm tired of this man holding this belt? Like were they really there for like that whole run? Like like don't ever let him lose his title. Like I don't know. Like
I think back in them era, in that sort of era, they probably thought the wrestling was real. They probably thought that the Bruno guy was literally killing these people every week.
I guess it's like, you want this title, you got to earn it. This man fighting for his life. That's craziness.
But, I mean, I have a slight issue with the way things have gone. I mean, John Cena, like, we both, you have a positive, I have a negative opinion of Cena, but I can fully respect everything he's done. I really felt like he's really earned his spot, regardless of anyone's opinion. But then you move into like Roman Reigns, and it's like they're trying so hard to force this guy to be the new Cena, and it's just not working. I don't get what they're doing here.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, I mean, have you seen Roman lately?
Last I've heard about Roman is he's now with Paul Heyman, and I think he may have gone heel.
basically. But it's like it's done so well, and my only regret right now is that there's no live crowd, because I really want to see how, like, if he did this hill, would the crowd still like reject him how they've been rejecting him, like no matter everything. Like, I really want to know if they would generally accept this hill. Like, it's amazing to watch, like, as a, like, I guess a performance, but like I wonder how it would be live. Like, would that actually ruin the story? Like, people just not accepting him being a hill, so it won't even be as successful as it is. But like, I'm genuinely enjoying like this hill run right now. Like, just watching him just be a badass and just.
I definitely need to check it out. I definitely want to check it out, because I've been saying for a while. I mean, the guy looks like a monster. He looks like a heel.
Yeah, he's a turning heel. He's doing it so well, bro.
Give this a watch.
Like, as a character, he's doing it so well. It's like it's just great. But like I said, it's like, I wonder how it would work with live audience. Like, would they still just be boo, it's Roman Reigns, no matter what he do, just boo him? Or like, you know, they were like, hold on, okay, he's doing something here. They would just actually
I think everyone sort of wanted the heel turn. I have no comments on it because I haven't yet to see it, but I mean, if you're saying it's working, then
I mean,
positive towards it.
Yeah, and it sucks because like they doing that like the freaking like sound bite. So like, if someone coming out as a heel, they'll play like the booing sounds, because but like, would people generally be booing a heel Roman Reigns? That's what I'm saying. Like that changes a lot. Like, it really does.
Change a lot.
Like, that'd be crazy if he be getting a huge pop just because he's ill. Like,
I'm with you, definitely.
Stone Cold, I don't even think Stone Cold was ever like 100% booed when he had his heel run, when he went to the Alliance.
Oh, no. When he went to the Alliance. Like, I mean, that man was just loved.
Yeah.
Like, never booed Stone Cold.
The Rock would get booed, but it's like, you loved it. Like, when he did his, I think it was like 2003, when he's like Hollywood Rock or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, like that gimmick, he was just he was just a dick, but like, it was amazing. It was like dope. So it's like, I don't know, like, yeah, like the live crowd is kind of really definitely like making and breaking characters, I guess. Like, some people probably being more than they should be. Like, I think the Hurt Business should also be loved, but I think they're being booed like as heels. So it's like, I don't think they should be heels. Like, I think they should be heels, but like a neutral heel. Like, it's a necessary evil, I guess. Like, like, I like what they doing, but it's just like, I don't think we should just flat out be like, boo. So I don't know, but yeah, like, definitely, like, it still blows my mind, like, when you think of like title runs from back then and now. It's like, the Universal title, I think, only like at this point in time, like, really only had like 10 people who held the belt since it's been made. It's like, that's weird. Like, I think that brings prestige to it, but it's like, it has been moved around a lot, but it's just been by the same people, and that's what makes it less prestigious in my eyes.
I'm with you. I think in general it should be a longer title reign. I think having a longer reign makes it a bit more prestigious.
Yeah, like,
if it's hopping around week to week to week, people are just naturally going to stop paying attention.
Yeah,
let's move to that person this week, and then I think longer reigns, but not too long. I think they've just got to find a sweet spot with the length of reigns.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Like, literally, there's been 14 reigns with it, and let me see if I can reduce the duplicates. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's literally only been 8 people like who held the title. Like, this title been here since 2016, and only 8 people have held this belt. Like,
That seems like a lot more.
it's just it been swapped around 14 times, but some of those people already held it before.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's like, I wouldn't mind it if it had been 8 people, but it's been like, no, this is all their first runs, like making it more prestigious. Like,
Yeah.
you really got to be like a top dog to hold this title. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like
exactly.
getting it back kind of ruins it. Like, if you get it back again, it's like, nah, like you gotta earn it and then keep it for a while. And if you lose it, that's like you fell off, I guess.
Yeah, you worked your way back up.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be like, oh, I lost it. I had my rematch clause and I win it back. Or a few months later, all right, I want my title shot. You're like, nah, like come back a year.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, like I know the NWJP and whatever, how you spell that, NJPW or whatever.
Oh, in New Japan.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
because I know what they do on their belt. They got like all the names of people who held it on the side. And
Yes, yeah, on the junior. I think it's the IWGP title and the junior IWGP. They do it on both, don't they?
yeah, but it's amazing, like when you see like not that much people who actually held up the title. I'm actually looking at it now. Only 31 people have held the title, and the belt been made since 1987. I don't know if they count in like all of those runs. I think it is. It's from 1987, and only 31 people held it. Like, that kind of makes it very prestigious. for
Yeah,
me.
I'm with you.
And it's like I'm looking at it, only like I would say 4 people like had a lot of reigns with it, and that's, I guess, I don't know, good or bad. I mean, Okada is a weird one. Like, they like, he was like that man was just getting that title like every other week. Like, this man lost it 1 second. Like his reign is funny because like if you ever watched like the history of the Bullet Club or whatever, it's like 1 second he has it, then Bullet Club gets it, then he has it back. It's like,
and then he gets it back.
yeah, like they just been like swapping between each other. But yeah,
Great champion. Okada is unbelievable.
I haven't been keeping up with that. I don't even know what's going on. I think the last thing I saw advertised that Leo Rush was actually going there.
I stopped following it a lot when like Kenny, Cody, Young Bucks, and all that left. I used to mainly watch it because I love those guys.
Yeah. I just wanted to see.
I know you got into it through AJ, right?
I mean, I mainly got into it for Bullet Club. I wanted to see what AJ was doing, like as of late. Like, it's one of those things, like when you think about people, like whether it be music or like, you know, someone that you always admired their work, and you like, I haven't heard about them lately. I wonder what they're doing. So like, I searched up AJ Styles. Like, I was in college, like in my class, and I was like, I want to see. I just searched it up, and I saw that fight with him and Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm like, yo, this is like one of the greatest matches I ever seen in my life. This man wilding over there. And then learned about and then Finn Balor came to WWE, and then I was like, okay. Then I don't know, it just kind of like everything just started blending in, started seeing Bullet Club stuff, and I'm like, what's this, what's that? Then I'm like, oh. So like I started getting intrigued. Then by that time, BJ came over to WWE, and I lost my mind.
I mean, AJ on that Royal Rumble entrance was just, I was screaming. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my
that
lord!
was one of the best pops I have ever seen.
I never went so crazy in my life. It was so excellent. The freaking cameraman ruined it. Zooming in on Roman's face. Oh my god!
I love the crowd reaction to that when
Yeah.
the music started playing.
Yeah, because you're like, hold on, who's this? Everyone just quiet.
Yeah, like everyone was like, what?
Then
And
the
when
crowd
they
just goes
realised it was
crazy.
Like AJ, everyone went crazy.
I was like,
It
nah.
was brilliant.
But it was amazing for like the watchers, even though they ruining the camera, it kind of made it hype too, because it's like I'm just hearing the crowd, but they still just showing Roman face, and I'm like, yo, who? Like the crowd is going crazy. Who is coming in here right now? And then I'm just like, no, it can't be. It can't be that the camera just swap.
I couldn't believe it.
I go crazy.
Could not believe it.
This man, AJ, finally.
No, honestly, I never thought I'd actually see him in WWE.
Yeah,
It was so. I always thought he was going to end up being what the Undertaker was to WWE to TNA. It was like it's just TNA's talisman, wasn't it? And I know it all went pear shaped because new owners, I believe, or management issues, and then he went to Japan, and then that's when he came to WWE, I believe.
Yeah, I mean he was everywhere at the TNA.
He's done it all.
Yeah, but it was weird because like when I saw him, it was like the same time John Cena was rising. So I looked at them both like, okay, like this is basically TNA's John Cena. Like,
yeah,
he's not the top dog right now, but everyone is really like got their eyes on him. So it's like the things he was doing in the ring when I first seen him, I'm like, yo, who is this man? Hell, like this man is doing things I've never seen before.
Yeah, he still is unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's like, especially so they definitely when he came and like no, they had to warm him up first, but once he got into his first real feud, they definitely had to pay him with Cena first, and of course the crowd loved every second of it. That was just amazing. Like,
Yeah, I'm definitely with you there.
I feel like it kind of sucks. Like, there's always good and bad things to these things, like these quote unquote dream matches like this, because like obviously when some of them happen, it's like way too long. Like Cena and Styles, granted, like they still both did great matches, but like imagine if this was like 08 Cena and
oh yeah,
like 2006 AJ Styles or whatever. It's like just the things that would have happened in that ring.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm with you there, definitely.
Yeah. It's weird. So this is one of the reasons why I started, like, I kind of like, I guess I like New Japan's style in terms of matches more. And it hit me more just the other day because I saw a recommended video and I never heard of this match because I think this is when I started watching wrestling. Jeff Hardy versus John Morrison in Hell in a Cell or Steel Cage, one of them. Yeah. In 2007. On paper, that match sounds like that should be a bona fide classic. But for some reason, I never heard of that match in my life, and no one talks about that match. And I feel like I don't want to watch it because I feel like maybe I know why. And my issue with WWE is like matches, they worry about the story more than the match, and that ruins it for me.
Agreed.
It's like they trying to tell this story, and it's like of course like the reason why everyone hated the Shinsuke versus AJ at Mania is like they just want to, like, the whole match was just a build up to turn Shinsuke to a heel. It was like like I just gave us something great.
I'm with you. I think that's why I appreciate the NXT brand so much, because the performances that they put in NXT, it reminds me so much of New Japan. It's excellent. It's so good, and they move up to the main roster. And in my opinion, to a lot of these stars, they get almost demoted when they go up. Yeah,
because like I said, that's like they're trying to make everyone like who's hot to compete for these top titles, but it's like it's just a long line. Instead of making them go for the top titles, like put them into the mid card titles. Like, I remember when Apollo Crews first debuted in WWE, the first thing I told myself is that he should have a legit decent intercontinental run. Like, not even a WWE run. I wanted to see him as an intercontinental champion. Just like it just looked like it fit him, and they never did it. Then they eventually gave him the US title, but that didn't last long. And it's like I don't know why they do these things. Like, just make these titles more
Crazy.
like, yeah, bringing these new faces, all these big names. That's like why they still hot, and like make them have some bigger impact when they are in the main roster. But yeah, one of the matches I would say, like, I guess in this, I don't even know what this era is called. I don't know what era this is. I don't want to call it PG era. Like, they trying, yeah.
Call it anything.
Yeah, whatever this era is after the PG era, the new generation era, or whatever. The greatest match to ever happen to me, in my opinion, was the AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, because story wise, there was no story. Finn Balor was supposed to fight Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt got sick, so like they literally had like a last minute, yo, AJ, we need you to come over here and fight Finn. Like, all right, and they just legitly wrestled. There was no story to it. Like, it was just two great performers just wrestling, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, it's a true dream match, really.
And I was just sitting there watching, and I'm like, you know, like, yeah, some of it's like, you know, some of these matches are scripted. Like, they probably rehearse some of these matches, and it's like, was this match it really rehearsed or not? Like, did they really just go in there and improvise this whole match, and it was amazing? Like, like, that's crazy. And it's like they want to freaking focus on the story too much, and it just sucks. Like, the first feud, when Roman turned heel and got his title, he feuded with Jey Uso, and like I said, on paper, that match should have been amazing, but for storyline wise, both those matches ended badly because they wanted to tell a story, and it just sucks. Like, sometimes it's like, I just want to see the match. I just want to see the sport, not the story. It's like, oh, I'm losing. Let me use your brother as a hostage and make you forfeit the match, basically. I'm like, yo, really? Like, it sucks. Like, yeah, it really sucks. Like, now the storyline works because Jey Uso is helping Roman Reigns, so like whenever he's like feuding with someone, like Jey Uso was like kind of like interrupting, so like, yeah, storyline wise that makes sense. But when it was just Roman by himself and he feuding with Jey, it's like those two should like went to war, and it should have ended, like, legitly ended. Like, Roman should have won clean, not the way he did. But yeah,
I mean, I think both of the Usos are excellent. They both have a lot of potential.
Yeah, definitely. Just when it comes to, we gotta tell the story. Like, potential just be this potential just be getting thrown under the bridge. I was thinking about that too in terms of like potential. I was watching the Royal Rumble thing I sent you, and Charlie Haas came out, and I was like, damn, like, at one point, him and Shelton Benjamin was like legit equal footing. Like, they both were fresh new faces doing their thing with Kurt Angle, tag titles. And then once they went their own way, like, Charlie Haas just like went downhill, and Shelton Benjamin just skyrocketed into mid-card like legend. Yeah, it's like it's like, is that because of the potential? Is that because of storylines? Like, how do y'all like? I
find it so strange that happens literally to so many tag teams. Like, one of them always succeeds and one of them just doesn't reach the other's level. Like Edge and Christian, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Like, it's always one goes a lot further than the other.
Yeah, but even with Edge and Christian, obviously Edge was the breakout star, but we never shun Christian like, oh, he's just him. Like, he had his intercontinental runs and stuff, but he never just went as high as Edge did. But it's like Charlie Haas just went nowhere. Like, I think he started tagging with Rico afterwards, and then he turned into and then he turned into a freaking basically what Damian Sandow was doing, where I think he was like copying other people's gimmicks. and then I think he just faded away after that. But Shelton Benjamin went over, had the Intercontinental title run. He had the U.S. title run. It was like the first thing he did when he went to Raw. He had a feud with Triple H. It was like, so they were just setting him up right. Yeah. And here he is now, able to come back, and still he's now the tag team champion actually. So.
Oh well, yeah, I know he's come back. I didn't know he was tagging again, though.
Yeah, he has the tag. Because he was the Hurt Business. So him and Cedric.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, Cedric Alexander and him are the tag titles.
Nice.
And meanwhile, Charlie Haas nowhere to be found.
Poor guy.
Yeah. It was like, so that's what I'm saying, like, is that because maybe Vince just didn't see the potential and that's why he wrote his story badly, or maybe he wrote his story and it was just up to his potential to make it good or bad? So it's just, you don't know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because we know he had his long beef with Cesaro, which he feel like he don't have the potential to like really become a main star. So it's like Cesaro just been sitting there, like, yeah, like he never held a single title in a while. He just been tagging or just doing random stuff.
I think Cesaro is a great performer.
Yeah,
I really like Cesaro.
Yeah, definitely amazing. Like Cesaro is definitely one of the people like. Yeah, like storyline just don't work for him. Like just put him in the match with someone who got good chemistry and just like let him work his magic in the ring.
Do that thing.
Yeah, that's why it sucks. Why it's like yeah, I did want AEW. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like in my eyes, I don't think it's still not there yet, but I do want AEW to be like equivalent to WWE in terms of like having that second option of something that's competing. Like, I want another show that someone can go to and it's like feel like, all right, you writing these terrible stories, but I'm a great performer. And it's like it don't work. Like, let me go to this place where they value my talent, and like people will go there and watch it. Like, I don't know. I feel like for me, it's like even though all those people went to AEW, I still never like swapped over to see like what they doing.
I'm with you. I think it's healthy for the industry, especially for WWE, if they've got a solid competitor. I mean, without someone competing against the WWE, it's natural we're just going to get lazy with the story, right? And they don't need to try so hard. But I think it's good for the business in general. Yeah. But I agree. I enjoy AEW. Like, again, I haven't followed wrestling properly for a while now, but like when I did used to watch it regularly, I really enjoyed the product. But it's not as high a budget as WWE, and I think that's the problem they're having. I mean, WWE is just so high budget, it's hard to compete, really. Yeah,
and I feel like they're trying to bank on like the freedom, I guess. I think the freedom is, guess, in my eyes, is kind of hurting them, because like it make it seem like they're just trying to recreate the Attitude Era, like everything goes. Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know. Even though that's what we want, but it's like now when you have it, I feel like it don't belong here no more, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like, it makes sense when someone
ever be replicated. Yeah, to be honest, I think.
Like, yeah, it makes sense that you get hit hard somewhere in your face, you should start bleeding, but but then it's like these dudes over here just wilding out, always bleeding, and just like. I used to like, I used to hate that as a kid, because obviously like. When the events, like obviously I was not buying the pay-per-views to watch it, so like the week, like the Raw, the SmackDown before the pay-per-view, like, you know, everyone's all good and clean, and then the pay-per-view happens, and then because I don't see it, and then and then we go to the next Raw, SmackDown, and that person come out bandaged up, like got cuts and bruises. I'm like, damn, what the hell happened in that match?
I'm sure a couple of times. I think it's the funniest thing. Like, I know you said sometimes they came out with bandages, but I remember it was especially in like 04, 05 sort of era. Yeah. They would have a match, and like I think Triple H and Ric Flair come to mind. I was literally
about to say that.
blood everywhere.
I was literally about to bring him up.
He'd be split open. His whole hair would be covered in blood. His face would be dripping, and he'll come out the next night with this tiny little plaster on his head. Like this tiny little plaster on his forehead. I'm like, what? And
he used to wild out. Like he was open. He would still wrestle like that the following week. And then, like, he would open up his bandage and, like, punch it himself to make him bleed. I'm like, yo, what is this man doing? Like, this man's always just bleeding. Like, okay. It was just, yeah, like, Ric Flair and Triple H was definitely, like, the number one. Like, people, like, every time they come from a pay-per-view event, you just see them, like, with a freaking big bandage on their forehead or something. Like, yo, what the hell happened? It's craziness. Good times, though. But, well, yeah, speaking of, I know we both had our own sides during the Ruthless Aggression era. Team SmackDown over here.
Gotta be Team Raw. Like, it has to be.
I couldn't get into. I just couldn't get into Raw. Like, I don't know, none of the rosters just did it for me. The only thing that was the only thing that made me watch Raw before Cena came over was that Eric Bischoff and Stone Cold story. Like, because Mr. McMahon was trying to force him to get Stone Cold to get into the show unless he was gonna be fired.
Yeah.
And it was going on for like a good week or two where he just couldn't find Stone Cold. So it got to like the last day and he like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna be fired. And then he just hit the glass break. I'm like, oh my lord. He's
he ended up becoming co-GM with Bischoff, didn't he?
Yeah,
if I remember right. For a little while. That was funny. Yeah.
But that's literally like the only thing I really remember was Raw. And I'm not sure if this was pre-Cena or not. Shane McMahon and Kane had a rivalry.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Something's telling me pre-Cena. Something's telling me it's before Cena.
Yeah, that and what you call it? Yeah, it definitely was pre-Cena. Damn, 2003.
Jeez.
But yeah, that and the Stone Cold, those really the only things that stood out to me. And then once Cena came over, it was Team Raw, baby.
I think for me, I started getting into it when Evolution was a thing. It's like I remember my cousin brought me like a recorded back in the day, the old VHSs of the Raw, and it was just Evolution. I remember it was like Triple H, Batista, Orton, and Flair just in the ring, and I just thought they were the coolest fuckers ever. Like, they were just so cool, and I was just enjoying, like, I enjoyed every part of them. I enjoyed their matches, I enjoyed their promos, I just enjoyed everything about them. And then I would watch SmackDown, but there was nothing like Evolution to me in SmackDown. I think the best thing for me in SmackDown would probably be the Eddie Guerrero when he was champion.
Yeah, definitely. Eddie Guerrero. I mean, I don't know. For me, everything. I think the best way to describe Raw and SmackDown, I think SmackDown was gimmick friendly. Like, they had a lot of people with great gimmicks on SmackDown, or bad gimmicks, but Raw, it was just like that's where, like, I guess either the leftover people from Attitude Era was at, or the people who they were molding to become the new stars was at. So they were like focusing more on like their personas and their in-ring abilities. But like SmackDown, we had Cena being a rapper, Eddie Guerrero with a lot of cheating still, Kurt Angle, he turned bald.
Yeah, a lot more versatility on SmackDown. You could sort of do a bit more.
Dude, like I said, the females, so they wasn't wrestling for no title, so they had to rely on just being a gimmick.
Yeah, basically.
The Cruiserweight division, and for whatever reason, when they put up the Cruiserweight division against freaking people like Big Show, like, why? But yeah, and I don't know.
It was good fun though. I remember SmackDown was funny. Do you remember the auction of When Eddie Guerrero came out, when Kurt was the GM, he was setting up all the Kurt Angle stuff. That was brilliant.
Anything Eddie did was just amazing. Like,
yeah, I'm with you.
It's like I was watching that Royal Rumble thing. He had like a little botch moment because he was trying to, I think, eliminate Charlie Haas by doing a Hurricanrana and like get him out the ring, but Charlie Haas went too low, so he was like falling through the second ropes. So they kind of like so they like kind of botched it. So then Eddie Guerrero like got up and then threw him out, and then I was like, damn, like I know it's people in the crowd like probably just overlook it as a simple mistake, but like that probably like hurt his soul. Like that man really like loved like what he did in that ring. It's like damn, like I fucked up. Like I can't reverse that moment back. Like you can see him just sitting there in the ring, like he wasn't like he didn't fight nobody for like a good 20 seconds. He just sitting there in the ring like damn. Like damn, I must have hurt him. But yeah, Eddie Guerrero is definitely the GOAT.
He's brilliant. Speaking of Royal Rumble botches, because I think it's 2005. I hope I'm thinking right here, where Cena and Batista are falling out at the exact same time.
Yes.
So then McMahon's come out and he's gotten himself into the ring, right? And I was wondering as a child, I was sitting there watching it, I'm like, why is Vince McMahon sitting in the ring? Like, he looks so angry and he's sitting like a child in the ring. Like, what is going on?
His arms folded, like, what happened?
Later, I read that he pulled, but I think it's like his hamstrings. It's like he pulled both of them into both legs.
That's craziness.
Like, Jesus Christ, how did you do that?
Just getting into a ring. Like, I don't even know. That's just wild. Like, yeah, one job. Like, imagine not even just being Vince McMahon. Like, just imagine like if you were like a normal wrestler and your one job was like walk inside the ring and do something. Then you just like you just getting inside the ring. You just injured yourself badly. You got shelled for months just because you got in the ring. Like, that's just craziness. I really do be feeling bad for like people who like get injured too soon, like especially like when Finn Balor won the Universal title and like gotta give it up. Yeah. Like that's terrible.
I'm really gutted he didn't get another chance to have a proper run with that belt.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's at least recognised. They recognise him that he is the first Universal champion. But it would have been nice to have seen a run with it.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that was kind of WWE's fault. Like, you see, like that is what it was WWE's fault, but they was actually doing what I always want them to do. Like, they literally took a dude who was like red hot right out of NXT, and they just freaking skyrocketed him straight into that match. Like,
I'm with you, yeah.
This man beat, I think he was in like in the Fatal 4-Way match or whatever, like Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, and someone else, and it's like, man just destroyed all of them. And then went against Rollins and destroyed him. And I'm like,
you would not have thought he was going to win.
Yeah.
No way you would have thought Balor was going to win. That was the best thing about it.
Like, they were just, I was like, oh, this man is, they going all out on him. All right, I'm with it. I'm here for it. And then fucking
he got injured. And then
that was like,
back in NXT
yeah. I think he's the NXT champion last time I remember. So,
last I heard, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, he's doing swell. He's holding it down over there.
Nah, he performed best on NXT. I feel the same with Shinsuke. I think Shinsuke was a lot better on NXT. He had a better run. He was a lot more legitimate over there. Same with Asuka, really, you could say.
I mean, did they have Asuka? She was still doing her thing when she came to the main roster until that match with Charlotte where her streak ended, and now she had to just it's like she became mortal, I guess. Like, she just became a regular wrestler now. But like that moment when she was still like on her undefeated streak, they were doing it like they were doing it right. Yeah, they were doing it right. I like when they just take someone who's
she was legitimate through it.
Yeah, like I like when they take someone who's red hot and like do something with them for a while. And,
definitely. That's why I appreciate NXT. I mean, I think one of my favourite matches on NXT would be, I think it was Shinsuke's first match, and I think it was Sami Zayn's last match. It was Sami Zayn versus Nakamura. I think that's what it was. And I don't think there was much storyline behind it, but it was. I remember it was a long match of just back and forth wrestling. It was just fantastic. The crowd was so into it. The performers were so into it. I mean, there are so many great matches on NXT.
Yeah, definitely. I dabbled into NXT a little bit too. What match was it? DIY versus the Revival.
Yeah,
bro, like, cause usually I never, like, you know, when they do tag team matches on the main roster, it's just like regular tag, like they don't sequence that much or do tag team like special moves or stuff like that. Like the Revival, and I'm like, bro, like everything they did, it was a tag team move basically. Like it was like they didn't make it feel like it was a single man. Like it was straight up tag team action. And I was like, this is wild.
Yeah, I don't know where there's not more of that on the main roster, to be honest.
Well, the tag team division right now is, I mean, it's not bad, but it's like, I don't know. I think there's no solid tag teams right now. Like right now, the Street Profits had the title on SmackDown, and Shelton Benjamin and Cedric got it on Raw. But I mean, the only thing on Raw is that the New Day, well, just Kofi and Xavier, Big E's on SmackDown.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the only thing is like there's no legit tag teams right now, so they kind of gotta. I think they kind of just gotta start. I guess start brand new right now with the tag team division.
Yeah.
There's no one, like right now. There's no one I really want to see anyone feud with. Like there's not a tag team like, oh, they should fight them. Like all the tag matches pretty much happened. Survivor Series, New Day and Street Profit fought, which was a match I did want to see. So that's pretty much the only tag match I wanted to see of the tag division. So we'll see if they start making some new tag teams or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, the women's division is in a weird spot. The tag team division, I would say. Charlotte Flair came back and tagged with Asuka, and now they're the tag champs, and Asuka is the Raw Women's champ. So,
oh wow,
it's weird because now it's like, you can tell this is not gonna end well because like Asuka, like they can't have Asuka have both, I guess. So like, and you know Charlotte Flair probably only just wants the main title, so it's just not
exactly.
Like just get.
They've always had a bit of a rivalry. There's only one way this is gonna go, I feel.
Yeah, so like just make the tag titles for legit tag wrestlers. Like stop giving it to the main title people. Like they already just did that with Bayley. Like she literally just did that, and now they're doing it with Asuka. It's like, don't want to see this again.
It's silly when last I remember they had quite a few female tag teams, didn't they?
The last ones to hold it was Nia Jax and what's that girl? I don't remember her first name. I think Blazer is her last name. She was like basically the second rate Ronda Rousey.
Oh right, got you.
Yeah.
Is the Iconics still about?
They split them up for whatever reason.
Oh bloody hell!
Yeah, because
why?
I have no clue. They had a match where if they lose, they had to split up, and they lost. And now one of them is basically a backstage gimmick, and I think the other one is wrestling. I don't think I've seen her. I think she's wrestling. I think she's just tagging with other people, but I don't think she's really doing anything serious. But one of them is just a backstage gimmick right now, so it really went nowhere. I don't know why they did that.
At least kept them together.
Yeah, like that was literally your only legit female tag team, like literally the only one. Like they were made to be a tag team, and you split them. Like, why? It made no sense.
Very logical. I'm with you.
That's like the Hardy Boys coming in, like like their first year, and you just split them up from there on out.
Or the Dudleys back
Yeah,
in the day.
Dudleys, as a Christian, like he's like whatever. Like if they came in and they made like their name, their gimmick, everything about them was tag team, and you just split them up in like a year. Like, why did you do this?
Yeah, just why really?
Like, nah, let's look at the other people who aren't really tag team. Like, it's just weird. So I think this the tag roster just overall just need to be white, both males and females. Like they need to just start over, get some strong teams going, and then get some good feuds going. Right now they just
there's a lot they could do with some tag teams.
Yeah,
good storylines. You could make some great matches.
Definitely.
Okay, Rom, I've got a question.
What's up?
If you could make right now anyone like your dream match that you would make, what would your dream like wrestling match be?
Damn, like any generation or whatever, or right now?
Yeah, I mean, whatever you feel, bro.
Damn, a dream match. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not sure. I think I heard this rumor. I'm not sure if it's exactly, but I think Eddie Guerrero and Shawn Michaels were supposed to fight once, but obviously Eddie passed.
Oh, that'd be excellent, yeah.
I would definitely like to see that.
Yeah, what a match that would be. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Of course, everyone wants to see Shawn Michaels and AJ. I mean, I do, but I don't know. Like, character-wise, I guess, like, they seem similar, but in ring performance, like, I don't know, just AJ's just like, I want like TNA AJ. Like, I don't think Shawn Michaels can match that energy, no matter which era.
No, it was another level.
Yeah. Damn. I don't even know. Like, I mean, cause I feel like all my dream matches happen. My only issue, I think, what it would be is that I would like these matches to happen without stories, like Cena versus AJ, but just pure wrestling. Like, there's no story behind them. Like, well, the only story I would put would be if it was like TNA AJ. He did everything he did. He went to New Japan, did everything he did, and then came to WWE, and his only goal was to fight John Cena, just to prove like he did it all. And
he did it all, yeah. Beat anyone.
And John Cena's story would basically be like, even though he's been in WWE the whole time, he didn't explore, or he can explore with other brands and other wrestlers. It's like, am I really the top dog? I guess so. They just both just fighting to see who's really like the guy in wrestling. That AJ Styles and CM Punk would be actually good.
Oh, that'd be excellent.
Yeah.
That'd be a real good match.
Yeah. Funny, I didn't even like CM Punk. I don't want to like sound like, I guess, bandwagon is where it's just, I don't know, when he came back with the Cult of Personality gimmick, I guess, like, I don't know, like, it just worked. Like, the theme music, his character, his wrestling, I started to notice his wrestling style more. I was like, oh, this dude is like very technical. Like, I don't know, like that CM Punk was like peak, and then The Rock came and ruined it.
I thought CM Punk was great, truly. I mean, the pipe bomb was just legendary.
Yeah. And then his rival Cena, like, Cena was never able to beat him except for that one time where Cena put his Royal Rumble victory on the line against CM Punk. If Cena win, he keeps his Rumble win, but if he loses, then CM Punk takes his number one contender. and that was the one time like Cena legitly finally beat him. Like that was like a good closing to the chapter.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's funny because like I think CM Punk is another one who like if you were younger, like his character and his storyline would be one of the most realistic. Like you would think this was not scripted at all. Like this guy is like, this is real. Like you would think him and Cena really like hated each other, but they probably like I believe they like real good friends outside. But like just their feud and their chemistry, you thought that this was like personal.
I truly believe CM Punk just brings a certain level of realism to it.
Yeah.
I mean, in the era where we know everything's sort of scripted and fake, like there was a lot of times when Cena made you think there's some legitimacy here.
Yeah.
Him and Triple H is a great example. Like I thought, like they genuinely wanted to kill each other at one point in real life.
Yeah. That it's just I don't know. Like when the storytelling is right, I guess that's when it feels. I think that's where WWE is losing their edge. Like the stories aren't feeling believable no more.
Agreed.
Especially
I like the creativity.
Yeah, it's not only that, but it's real hard for them to like make these stories, and we're in I guess this digital world, the social media world, like. You can literally like go on like their Instagram or whatever and just see them like, I guess quote unquote breaking kayfabe, like their heels in the show, and then you see them, they giving out these inspirational quotes and stuff on their Instagram and taking these nice family pictures. And I'm like,
you're not wrong.
It's hard for you to believe these stories.
That's a good point. It does take away from it. Yeah. I wouldn't even have thought of that, but that's completely true.
It's real hard to believe like these stories, like. I don't know. Like I think that era, I guess, would that be 2012, maybe 2011, 2012? I think that was like the end. I think that was like their last chance to like get away with kayfabe, I guess, if they like was going all out with story. After that, that's when the social media started coming through. Yeah. Follow this superstar, and now they've even got their Twitter tags on the nameplates. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just weird. But I can't think of one off the top of my head. What about you, though?
Off the top of my head, there's probably so many, but if I could pick one right now, it would probably be triple threat. Finn versus AJ versus Omega.
Yeah. I was gonna interrupt to say I would like to actually see Kenny and AJ fight. That was the one I guess that got away because they turned it back on him and AJ left instead of having a match. That sucks. Finn did wrestle Omega, but that was when it was like early Bullet Club Finn, so Omega wasn't his peak self yet. Definitely like all of them in their peaks. I definitely would like to see that.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah. What about I guess what's your feelings on factions, since we're bringing up what you call it, the Hurt Business, I guess, because right now I think that's like the only faction in the main roster right now. I know there's the Undisputed Era in NXT, but I don't know, I feel like factions don't play a role no more, or you think there should be more of them? Oh, well, there is actually another faction, but that faction is crap. Like they literally, in my eyes, they got buried once they debuted it. Which is what's that? Oh my god,
Nexus.
No, not Nexus. Retribution. They're the new faction that's out now. Yeah. Like they was hyping them up the whole time, and then like once they like 100% like debuted it, and we found out who they were and who the leader was, They just been doing nothing really. Like, this is terrible.
Damn shame. They tried, I suppose.
Yeah, like they was trying to make it seem like they was the next Nexus. Like they would just pop up and just always beat up everyone and destroy the ring. And then once they finally like became in-ring performers, they wasn't doing much. So
it happens. Like the same sort of thing happened to the Nexus in the end.
yeah,
Undeniably, Cena did end up burying them in the end. They had a lot of potential.
nah,
but
that's their fault. Coming to Cena.
No, on that one, I think Nexus should have won. I genuinely do. But regardless, anyway, with the question towards if there should be more factions, I think there should be. I mean, some of my favourite memories are from factions. I love the Undisputed Era. Yeah. I mean, I've seen New Japan is just all factions.
Yeah,
like,
bro. It's like freaking
and it
gangs.
really works.
You gotta go in there and join the gang.
Factions could be the coolest thing, like DX, NWO. Yeah. There are so many legendary factions. I'd love to see more. But it seems to be a dying thing, especially in WWE. It's very, very rare to see them in WWE now. Yeah,
like I said, I think those so far in the main roster, those are the only two that comes to mind. It's like before we had Evolution. I don't think there was that much. I mean, yeah, there wasn't that much in Ruthless Aggression either. Evolution is the only thing. Evolution, then they revived DX, even though it was just the Shawn Michaels and Triple H show.
Yeah.
But,
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle.
Fun times.
I would say the peak faction when they had the Shield and the Wyatt family, New Day. They kind of all existed at once, but that didn't. I don't know. It honestly, like I said, they always freaking like just break them apart or whatever.
Yeah, I find that odd. Like, seriously, when you look at New Japan, all the factions in there have been going for years, and they're still going. They're just when they leave, they might go on to do other stuff or whatever. But the faction itself remains. I think there should be more consistency behind some factions in WWE.
I mean, I won't count. I'm looking at lists now, but they got a lot of like tag teams. I don't want to count them as factions really, but even at that, like, yeah, I don't know. Like the idea of like just having these two big groups just go at it, I guess. Like, cause right now, like I said, right now with the Hurt Business is good, but like, is there gonna be another faction to counter them, or they just gonna just fall off one by one? Cause right now they kind of have titles. They have the tag titles and the US title right now, so like they kind of like, I guess, dominating the mid card. But it's like, is it gonna be another team of people who's gonna break them down, or is it gonna be just a random tag team that's gonna take the title from them, and then another random person is gonna take the US title, and just gonna be back to just regular people instead of another faction?
More than likely.
Yeah. Sucks.
I hope one day. I'm hoping one day Undisputed Era come through and they become a long-term thing.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably, New Day is a faction of more than two, so it's arguable.
Yeah.
And they had one of the best ones I've ever seen with a team. They were phenomenal.
Oh,
and everyone loved them.
I think how many times they had the freaking titles? Like 7 times now?
A lot of times. I couldn't tell you how many. It was a lot. And the storyline, one of my favourite storylines in modern era would be Kofi's storyline. The storyline of him getting sort of pushed into the title when he had to do the gauntlet and he got ripped off at the end when he had to fight Daniel Bryan. He went for so many people and he had to fight Daniel Bryan. He lost to Daniel Bryan, and then Biggie and Xavier had to do a tag team gauntlet to get him through.
That was amazing.
That. And then Kofi going to Mania, it's got to be one of my favourite WrestleMania moments. It was incredible.
I'm looking now. The New Day are actually currently the longest reigning tag champions.
Wow, I never knew that one either.
Yeah,
Longest reigning.
483 days.
Jeez,
That's craziness. Yeah, that team.
it is mad.
That's why I'm not mad at even like, cause it wasn't a bad breakout. It was literally cause they did the draft and Big E just got.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't a bad breakup, but I like they did everything as a tag team. Honestly, there's like really nothing for them to do at this point unless they just went to NXT and got the NXT title so they could have all of them.
I'm hoping, like if Biggie's on his own, I'm hoping he'll have a solid, even if it's a mid card. I would like to see him have a solid singles run.
Yeah, well, he actually has the Intercontinental title right now, so.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good then.
Yeah, so hopefully they don't ruin it.
He deserves it, definitely.
Yeah. It seemed like I would guess SmackDown is in terms of champions, is having the most solid. We got Roman Reigns doing his thing. The Street Profits is a great tag team. Like I said, the problem is there's no one for them to feud with. Big E's the Intercontinental. As long as they keep him good, that'd be great. Sasha Banks is the women's champion. You know, they always gonna be behind her. And I think that's all the time. Well, it cost the women tag title, but I ain't counting that. But yeah, Raw is just, I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know. I'm right now having, I guess, a bit of sweet feeling with Drew McIntyre's run. Like him, his last defense just so far was him being AJ Styles, which I felt was needed to make his run like legit now. Like no matter if he lose it or whatever, like he literally went against like some of the best, like to keep that title. But I don't know. I feel like there's no one left, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Even though it's like you start to just realize that there's like not much people in line, I guess, or not enough people that you want to see in line. Like I don't even know who I want to be champion after him. To be honest, right now, Keith Lee is his number one contender, but I'm not 100% behind him. Like I don't know. Like he's a weird one to me because he literally just came out of nowhere, in my opinion. Like 1 second it was nothing. They're like it was just quiet in NXT. The next thing, Keith Lee, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like I don't know. He just came out of nowhere to me. So I'm not behind him right now if he wins it.
Yeah, if he's number one contender, that's a very fast push.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do with that. But other than that, there's no one I really want to see. I mean, of course, I would love AJ to get another run, but AJ's fine where he is right now. They're doing something weird with AJ, so I'm seeing where that's going. But other than that, I'm not hyping to see someone, but at the same time, it's like, Drew's opponents is just gonna either just be or it's gonna be good.
Do you feel then would he be best having a longer title run, or do you feel maybe someone should come up and
at this point
give someone else?
At this point they should just keep it on him until someone more deserving can get it. Because like I said, right now for me, there's no one I want to see take it right now. But so he's doing fine as a champion.
The longer the run he has as well, the more established of a champion.
Yeah, and then we have more time to find someone else and boost him up. So
exactly.
Just give it some time, I guess. Other than that, I mean, Roman is a different story because I want Roman to keep the title for a while, and I just want him to just dominate everybody because his character is just that good right now.
You know what? I think after the podcast, I'm gonna go and look him up. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm so curious that you're saying how good he is. I've got to see it.
Yeah, like it's the way he talks now too. Like it just works.
You know, it's interesting you said that. You would think him having Heyman, he wouldn't be doing too much talking.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing. Like Heyman, honestly, at this is kind of like not serving much purpose. It's a weird relationship. Like he's there, but he's not there. Like he doesn't. The only time he talks is like when they do like some kind of like when they trying to interview Roman Reigns, but he's not available, so Paul Heyman would come and talk for him. But other than that, it's mostly Roman.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I honestly was thinking it was just going to be. I love Paul Heyman. I think he's excellent on the mic, but I thought it was going to be very little speaking from Roman.
Yeah, it's like it's a weird relationship, and I think some people is kind of like theorizing that because of how he is with Paul Heyman, like Brock is going to come back to like I guess bring him back because like I don't know, it's just weird. Like, cause you know how Brock always.
I'm super curious.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if Brock coming back in this era. I want to say this era. I guess in these times with no live crowd, even though he did Mania, but that match felt weird because that's when they had nothing. Now at least they got the screens. Well, they literally felt like had a Mania match in the empty arena. That was weird.
Oh, I remember the Mania. It was very strange having a Mania with no audience.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
Jarring, honestly.
I don't even know what other matches happened that Mania. I don't know if the Edge and Randy match was Mania or another pay-per-view, but I say their match was the only one that actually made sense. And I think AJ Styles match.
I think it was Mania.
AJ Styles and Undertaker match because this was like cinematic. So it worked, but whatever match that happened, like legit in the ring, that was just weird.
Yeah, I never got to see the AJ and Undertaker match, but I heard it's meant to be very good. I've heard positive things.
It's very interesting.
Cinematic, but it works apparently.
Yeah, because it's like it just works. Like it's just a very like that's the time when things being scripted works. Like they have the freedom to like.
Oh god, it reminded me. Do you remember the Money in the Bank after that? So I remember seeing that, and they got that crazy cinematic sort of Money in the Bank match for Otis one.
Yeah, and that. I think
AJ sees the picture and Taker, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he freaks out. He absolutely freaks out. That was brilliant.
Yeah. Like it's hit and miss with the cinematic stuff, but I guess they kind of getting better at it. I guess. The last weird thing they did actually, Randy Orton and The Fiend had a Inferno match, and at the end of it, Randy Orton lit The Fiend on fire, but like so it's like the way I guess it was shot. You couldn't tell that they like swapped bodies, so it seemed like he literally lit him on fire. He just sitting there burning. Yeah. So like it's dope when it can be done.
Yeah, when it's done right, it does work.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, we're talking for a while on this one. Anything you like to speak on before we wrap it up? I guess.
No, I'm good, bro.
Good. All right. Well, I usually do this when it's mainly me, but I'll try to like have my guests do this. I know it's kind of, I guess, in the moment, but I try to do like a question of the day for the people like who's listening. So if you have a question you like to ask people just for them to answer, what would it be?
Ooh. Alright, let me think of this a second. That is on the spot. I mean, I can't think of anything too in depth here, so I suppose I'll just go with a simple. gaming question. So I'll say my question of the day would be: if given the option right now to receive PS5 or the new Xbox, which would it be?
It's the next generation consoles. Interesting. Well, before that, do you have an answer? What yourself?
Oh, I'd go PlayStation 5.
You go
personally.
PS5. Interesting.
Yeah, I've always gotten along. I've had Xboxes, but I've always personally preferred PlayStations. I like the controller a bit better. I've always sort of had one since I was like a little boy with a PlayStation 1. So I guess it's a nostalgia thing as well. If I could, I'd get a PS5.
Feel you. But there you guys go. If you guys can decide between the Xbox, the new Xbox or the PS5, which one would it be? Any closing statements?
Just thank you for having me on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, no problem, man. I've been wanting to have you on this for a while. Back when I was doing
I appreciate
the Q&A version of this. So yeah, definitely glad we was able to do this.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah, and with that being said, I've been your host, and this has been another episode of the Relaxing Thoughts podcast. Anyone who's listening to this on Apple Podcasts, rate this 5 stars. Follow me on YouTube, Digital Relaxation, Twitch, Digital Relaxation. I'm trying to stream more actually, so yeah, be on the lookout. And thanks again, Jake, for coming.
Anytime, my man.
All right.
Thank you for having me, bro.
No problem. See you guys soon. Peace.